Big up guys. Welcome to The Buzz live calling show. Obviously, I had to abort this yesterday, so apologies for that. I was halfway through a bit, something like that. But I had to abort it in the end, so I will be deleting that other stream I done yesterday. This is the proper one now. So apologies if anyone was watching it or liked it or I had comments on there, at least a couple of comments. So apologies, but I will be getting rid of that stream, guys. So, but also I've got on this banner here, hey guys, if you do join, you will be on the timer, which is what I've been doing now for a few streams on here. So I've decided to carry it on. You will be on the timer, and if you go over the time, you will be booted. And if you also go off topic, you will also be booted. So please be aware of that. Cheers. And, that's what I'm doing for everyone. So don't worry, there's no inclusion or whatever. That is it. I'm doing that for everyone. So please be aware. And there's the link if anyone else wants to join. And I've got my first guest, and that's Luca. Up to you, bro.
How are you doing, man?
You doing right?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about today? England, or do you want to talk about Italy or anything like that?
Whatever, mate. Whatever. Let's talk about England if you want. Whatever. It's your channel, mate.
Yeah, man. But it's the call-in, so it's up to you as well. You know, I'm doing the time.
Let's start with England first.
Yeah, you're on the timer, Luca, by the way. So I'll just
am I going to get banned? Am I going to get timed out?
Only if you wander off the subject or whatever, or you go over the time. So I'm sure you won't, will you? Really?
No, I won't spam or drop links or anything like that.
No, mate, no, don't do any of that. But I know you won't anyway. I can trust you, bro. So I'll just bring it. So what do you want to talk about, Italy, or?
Go on, let's talk about the Italians then. Obviously.
Yeah, man. Was it 3-3 in the end, wasn't it? Was it 3-3?
It was 3-3 in the end, and we lost 5-4 in aggregate.
Shame. But what are the good things about it? Did you enjoy the positives?
That's a good timer. Look, I think for me, the first half, me and Melina were on Jordan's watch along, and majority of that, the first half for me, I think was an absolute atrocious game. I don't know what the hell Spalletti was doing against Germany in that first half. I think he got the team wrong. Should have made a few changes. I know he did eventually in the second half, in the last half an hour, 20 minutes. But that first half, Germany was just absolutely brilliant. Kimmich scoring in that game. Musiala, what a player, outclassed us. Going to be some world-class player in the future. And then the second half, we were all over them, majority. Like it was 3-1. And when it was half time, I'd never seen Italy, I'd never seen us, the Italians, right? Majority be that embarrassed in that first half. People were saying, and some guy was saying in Jordan's watch along, I think it was AFC Always, majority, that we could have been battered 4-5-6-0. We could have been battered 4-5-6-0, but lucky we didn't.
Yeah.
And then we pulled the goal back. And then we're going to make it 3-1. Then 3-2 again. Moise Kean scores twice. And look, I criticised Moise Kean. And he just goes and scores 2 goals. Moise Kean is doing very well for Fiorentina. But at Everton, it didn't work out for him. But he's 25 years old. He's been around. Is there a limit of time I can talk? I've got 3 minutes to get this over with, haven't I? Yeah,
there is a bit of injury time if you need it, about 2 minutes or so more. So you can go a bit longer.
Yes, Alex Ferguson. No, regardless to that.
You're an injury team. Come on. Please some more.
Injury time on the phone. But no, look, I think for me, Spalletti made the changes. The only thing I'm disappointed with Spalletti is that the first leg, we played so well in the first half against Germany, but the second half, we capitulated. We lost 2-1 in the first leg, and then we did the complete opposite. The second half, we turned. We had like Zaccarini, an Italian player, on the bench. Politano came off, and look at that. Like, we started with Moise Kean, fair play. He got us 2 goals, But we should have had a penalty in that game. If you go and watch that penalty, the German defender Slottenberg touched Di Lorenzo. People were saying he never touched him, he died. But you go watch it on the highlights, Germany 3-3, right? That was 100% a penalty in it. And at the time, it was 3-2 to them. And we could have taken it to extra time, but we didn't, and we were very unlucky. Of course, they deserved to go through, but unfortunately, we just literally just good enough. And what's that?
Sorry, mate.
An echo in the background.
You can hear something.
An echo.
Hold on, mate. I'll just see if I can sort my microphone out. Keep talking anyway. Just keep going, yeah.
But no, look, I think for me, look, we've got to qualify for the World Cup, and we don't want to make another fourth time without a World Cup. We haven't qualified for the World Cup since 2014, and we haven't really had a good striker in such a long time. Think about the strikers we've had over the years. Mario Balotelli was all right, but now Balotelli is washed and finished. He can't even get into the Serie A team what he's playing now. I think it's or someone. So we're going to need to qualify. Now we've been put into a different group. We've got Norway, Estonia, Moldova, and I can't remember the other teams. We've got Norway, Estonia, Moldova, and I think one of them is Lithuania. I could be wrong, but
they should beat all them. Come on.
Norway will be the tough one. We've got them on June the 6th.
Haaland, isn't it? In that one.
Mr. B's got a mic. Investing something in the channel now.
Yeah, bro. I'm going up, man. Going up in the world.
Mate, with me with 8,000 subscribers, I've not even got that yet. I need to.
No, come on, man. You have got a mic, haven't you? You got another mic.
I did have a mic that I use out and about when you film with a tripod and a mic, but it broke. So therefore, I need to buy a mic. I need to plug it to the laptop.
Yeah, anyway, you're wasting your time here, Luca. Come on. Get back to what you're talking about. No babbling, bro. Come on.
No, sorry, my bad. I'm going to get kicked out, mate. But no, look, I think for me, look, Italy need to qualify for the next World Cup. It's very important. Look, I'm not Spalletti's biggest fan. There's players who he should have called up. Locatelli should have been called up. Diamarco, I don't know what's happened to him. The Tottenham guy who played, I forgot the guy's name, Destiny something, Udogie. Udogie. Quite decent the other night, but I don't think he's not all that. But he had a good game. And Chiesa is not called up. Wilfried Gnonto from Leeds is playing in the under-21s, and he played yesterday in the under-21s, and we drew 1-1 against Denmark in the under-21s. I didn't watch the game of the under-21s. I don't really watch under-21 football, only if it's England. But there's players where I do think he should have called up. Chiesa, come on. I know this guy. People might say, "Oh, he's finished and watched. He's not been good when Italy won Euro 2021." Right? Yeah. Regardless to that, Chiesa should be in that squad, which I want to see in the next World Cup qualifier when we do begin the World Cup qualifier for us, June the 6th against Norway away. That will be a tough game. Odegaard, Haaland, you know what I'm saying? It will be a tough game for Italy, and it'll be interesting. Haaland's never played against Italy before, so it would be interesting what Bastoni and Calafori do against Haaland, which will be interesting. And Martin Odegaard coming up against the Italians. So Odegaard versus Barella. So that would be an interesting contest. But I expect us to qualify. I really hope we do get out of the group. It would be typical Italy. We'll end up losing, get into the playoff places. We need to win the group. We can't finish second. We can't have a playoff place. We can't do what we did when we didn't qualify in the 2018 World Cup, 2022, all this stuff, and we capitulated. So we must in playoff places.
Right. Is this just for Nations League, by the way, or was it World Cup?
League. It was Nations League.
Oh, Nations League. Oh, right.
They've done it into like 2 legs, which it's not a bad thing, but I just feel like they should have done better, to be honest.
Oh, right. I saw brief highlights of this game, by the way, so I didn't really see it, all the way through to really know properly how the game went. But it looked good. It looks a good game. There's certainly plenty of goals. Looked better than the fucking England game, I can tell you that much. But But I mean, there's the timer gone. But anyway, I think you've done well there with the timer, Luca. We kept that in the time, didn't we? And everything. So,
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and you didn't babble on like some people do when they come on here. Just babble on, and I won't mention who, but
No.
but anyway, no, thanks, mate. That's great. If you want to carry on, I mean, I haven't got anyone else on at the moment. If you want to talk about England or anything like that, or because I thought they were a bit shit both games, to be honest.
We can do England if you want, because I've only got about 6:30, and then I need to go because I've got a Milton Keynes watch along to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. No worries. I'll try and get on there if I can, or I'll try and go in the comments or whatever, live chat, mate, if I can,
I've got my gear and I'm prepared, so got to make it.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, I haven't seen who are they playing it? Is it Carlisle?
Carlisle away. I've been there once before. I was gonna go. Two of my friends are gone, but I'm like, they wanted me to go, and I'm like, I'm not getting back at 4 or 5 in the morning tonight. Can't bother. So
no, man. But it should be good. Watch along anyway.
Be a good one. But yeah, England for me won last night. Good performance. The game was a bit flat. It was a bit boring. The game, but it was convincing. There was a moment where Mark Gay almost made a mistake with Jordan Pickford. I was thinking, what? Typical England. And it was 0-0 at some long period. And I'm thinking, when are England going to score? When are we going to score? When is England going to score? And apart from there, we got the goal. Good performance. Great goals from Harry Kane, Eze. Who got the other one again? I forgot. Eze, Kane, and
Reece James. That free kick.
Yeah, how can I not forget that?
Best goal.
Reece James. But
it's the worldie, mate. Worldie. That was.
This is the thing. It was a good performance and a good overall free kick. But look, you can't judge Thomas Tuchel now. Obviously, we know what Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea. He got Chelsea into the top 4, got them winning the Champions League in his first season. In the season when Brentford got promoted to the Premier League, and I mentioned Brentford. Obviously, that was the season when you got promoted. What else was I meant to say when Tuchel in that season? But no, of course, the Brentford. Yeah, but no. Look, I think for me, he didn't do well at Bayern Munich. Arsenal. No. We played them last season. We played a weak Bayern Munich side, and we should have beaten them in the first leg. But the second leg, we just lost 1-0, and we played a worse Bayern Munich side, and Arsenal don't have a very good European away success. But getting back to England, I'm not convinced if Tuchel's the answer to win us the World Cup.
I'm not either. I'm not.
I don't understand why, because maybe because he's calling people like Jordan Henderson, Reece James, not to disrespect, like Reece James on his day, he was man of the match for me yesterday.
He was good actually. I thought he was quite good.
Good. I thought he was man of the match. I think he's been good in the last 2 matches, but these are teams.
What a goal as well. So yeah.
Like, would you do that against Brazil? Would you do that against Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, the big guns, right? Holland, Spain.
I just like the celebration. He went like that.
Yeah, because he was showing off. He was
like he didn't care, wasn't it? Basically.
Something. It's because he didn't make a cameo because he's
a hell of a goal, wasn't it? But yeah,
it was a good goal, good performance overall for England. But where do you see Thomas Tuchel for the future? Because this England side, we say every year, are they good enough to win it? Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this the year? Southgate done some good wonders. But at the same time, he was all over the place, and
he was a wally. Yeah,
he was a wally. He was a bit of a shit manager, but
at
the same time, is Tuchel the right man for the job? I'm not convinced, because he's calling people up like, look, Reece James on his day, he can be quality, right? And he's shown it in the last 2 qualifiers against teams who we expect to be. But he's calling people. Where's people like John Stones? Experience.
Yeah. I don't rate him though, Luca. I wouldn't have him. I don't rate Stones.
Not now, I don't. But in the past, yeah.
No, but to be honest, I pretty much agree with you there, 100%, mate. And saying that, you look a bit like Tuchel with that cap on, mate. There, you look like Tommy Tickle, don't you? A bit with that cap. But No, you probably do a better job, to be honest, than him, in a way. I can't believe, like you said, Henderson and all that, Walker and everything. Why bring them back and have Pickford in goal and everyone? We know what they can do. Let's play other people, other players.
Like Italy, you might as well call Italy, you might as well call fucking, excuse my language, yeah. But you might as well call Italy Mario Balotelli back, mate. You know what I'm saying? The guy's like 34, 35, and he can't get into an attack. And he hasn't featured for the national team for like 6-7 years. So you might as well call people like that back.
Is it Balotelli? Why always me? Why always me? Yeah.
he's not going to be the same anymore. But I just don't get it with England. Look, there's players out there where I'm thinking, why has Ollie Watkins not been called up?
Yeah, he's injured apparently.
Into the semi-final when they beat Holland in the semi-final, yeah, in the summer, right, last year. And then, of course, you've got missing your man, Ivan Toney, who's scoring goals in Saudi. I don't get it with England. Like Rashford, I didn't think Rashford didn't have a good game last night. But Rashford, for me, he probably does deserve it because he's done well at Aston Villa.
Yeah, I don't think he was great last night either as well. He done a lot of decent stuff, but he never got the ball right. He didn't get one great cross in the whole of the match, really. He done some good stuff, but then still done shit at the end of it. So I don't think he is the answer. I really don't. And there's a lot of others I don't think are the answer there. I think Lewis Skelly done well in the first game, but in that second game, I don't think he turned up against Latvia. I don't think he performed. But, you know, there are some sort of positives. I mean, I thought Eze was great when he came on. I really did. I think he could be good there. I don't want to keep going with Foden and people like that. He's finished. He can't do it for England. He ain't done it for England for so long. So what's the point of him, you know? You know, we're playing... Sorry, go on, Luca. Yeah, go on, mate.
I think Eze done well last night. I think he's quality. I think he's a decent little player. I take him at Arsenal, but he's not my first choice. But Eze would be all right as a squad depth player, not a main starter. But he played all right. He played all right, not bad. And he started the game, didn't he? I cannot remember.
Yeah. Who? Lewis Skelly?
No, Eze.
Oh, Eze. Sorry, he came on in the second half.
Yeah, so he scored and showed a cameo. But Lewis Skelly was quality.
I don't think he was as good in the second game. The first game he played really well and scored, but
his goal was very low.
What about Ranieri though? He scored for the under-21s, didn't he?
Yeah, Ranieri. I didn't watch the game, but they won, so majority.
Beat Portugal 4-2. Yeah. I saw the game, mate. He was brilliant. He was. I thought, why is he not playing for England? Not playing for the seniors rather than the under-21s? You know. He's quality, man. He's a baller. And
Ethan's good enough to be in the first team now.
Well, yeah, I do. I think he should be. And there's plenty of others there as well that are good. Philogene and
Ethan's good, but I think he does deserve to be in the first team. But I don't think he's not good enough to start yet.
And Delap as well. He looked good again for the under-21s. He scored.
He was good. He's the future players. But can they win it over the line? Can they get it over the line? England are the version of Arsenal and Tottenham, right? They can get it over the line.
I think they should be playing now, mate. I'll tell you, bro. They should be in there now. Not later down the line. They should be playing now for the full team.
Wait for these players.
Wharton, no one should be playing. Anderson,
and Walton.
You know, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, Spence. The list goes on. You know,
has to be on that plane for the World Cup next year. Well, it's a year away, isn't it, to think about? But
yeah.
I just feel like Gibbs White, what he's had for Nottingham Forest is absolutely sensational. And
yes. Why is he not playing? I think he put him in the squad because of Palmer pulled out, didn't he? So, but I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why he didn't play. I don't know why he didn't play him. I really don't. And you know, playing a team 65th in the world in Albania and a team 140th in the world in Latvia, and we can only win 2 and 3-0. How pathetic is that? I keep saying it.
What, so you expect England to win like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-0 then?
Well, yeah, don't you? Don't you think that?
Of course, 3-0's not.
You know,
But
quality of the opposition, man. You know how low they are. You know, we should be slapping these teams up. You know,
3-0 was a bit of a lower scoreline.
even Italy was scoring more than us. I mean, come on, you know, it's just bloody.
Italy are rubbish. Italy are rubbish.
Well, Italy used to be really defensive, didn't they? Never score loads of goals, but they're scoring more goals now than they used to.
Of course.
So, I mean, you know, when you were really defensive, everyone hated you, didn't it? Because you're so defensive and you're doing the dark arts, it was so called, as we know. And what your players used to do, your defenders. Who's that big guy? Oh, the tall guy. Sorry?
Chiellini.
Chiellini, is it? Yeah, he retired recently, didn't he? Or whatever.
Retired a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and he was an arsehole. I couldn't stand him, man.
Yeah, but what he did in the Euros against England, the majority, that was a red card.
Yeah, what he done was it with Saka and all that, wasn't it? I think what he done with him and that.
Okay, Saka.
Yeah. Was it him and Grealish, I think? I think he fouled Grealish or something as well. And he got away with it. The fucking animal, mate. He is an animal. A lot of them were, I think. And who's that guy who got that thing with Zidane, wasn't it? He done that thing and he headbutted him in the chest. Who was that? Is that him again? No, it weren't. It was the other guy. Oh, God. What's his name now?
Which one was that?
Oh, God, we're going back, man. I think, was it Materazzi? Materazzi?
Materazzi against Zidane.
Who's it?
2006 World Cup.
Oh, right.
Materazzi was Zidane's final game and then he retired as a footballer.
Yeah, I remember it, man. I remember it vividly. I mean, it's, you know, the Italians have done it all through the years, mate. You know, you've been shithouses, you know, basically all through the years, haven't you?
But it's not been the same since then.
Yeah, you still got some good players, though. I mean, you look at that. You got Tonali. You've got one for you. What's his name? No, the one that plays for Arsenal. What's the?
Jorginho,
Calafiori, yeah, and you got loads of others. You know, you should be doing better than you are. Let's be honest.
Centre forwards are rubbish. That's the problem. Chiesa's not been called up anymore. Notto is in the under-21s, right?
Yeah. And
he's having a good season for Leeds, and Leeds are expected to get.
Oh, Nonto, yeah, he's quality. He's a baller.
He's a baller. I like him, right? I think someone like a Brentford will do that.
Oh yeah, we'd love him, mate. But I can't see it happening. I can't see us buying him.
I don't think he's not good enough for Arsenal, but someone like a Brentford will be all right, or West Ham, for instance. But I feel like he should be in the squad. Spinazzola, I know he's old, he's injury prone, but we probably don't need him because we've got DeMarco coming back and we've got the Tottenham defender as well. So we're covered with left backs. But Chiesa and Spinazzola had a good link up on that left hand side when Italy won the Euros last in 2021. So I just look at it and I feel like there's players there we do need to call up. Chiesa was someone who I think we should have added, and if he's not called up into that June squad against Norway, I'm worried going in for the future down the line if we get into that World Cup in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I hope you do, mate. I mean, I don't really like to say good luck to Italy, but if you're a fan of them, mate, I want you to do well. So, you know, if Italy do...
World Cup's not the same about Italy, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's not the same about the Italians in the World Cup.
No.
Me as half an Italian, born in England, right, in the southeast, majority of that, right, it's not the same for an Italy in the World Cup. Because people used to enjoy Italy winning trophies, winning World Cups. Italy are a team, right? England used to always find it hard to beat Italy now, right? Now these days, England have gone and beaten Italy in qualifiers. But Italy haven't lost to England just yet in a major tournament. I don't know when the last time. I don't think they haven't lost in the tournament for a while, because the last time Italy played England in a major tournament was that final. They played in the World Cup qualifiers last season, or season before, I think it was Euro qualifiers, some qualifiers, and England won home and away. And England don't have a good record against Italy, right? Recent times they do. But Italy need to fix up. okay? Because when it comes to, like, for example, we almost pulled it off against Germany, yeah? We turn up in the big games, but in the small teams like the Albanians and that, we lose.
Yeah.
We lose. And
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Yeah.
Albania are not a bad opposition side. They're not great, but they're not a bad side. When Italy played Albania in the Euros last year, Albania should have got a draw against us. They gave us a real good, hard game.
Yeah, I must admit they did. They did play well against you, didn't they? Yeah, yeah. I do remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate. So you got your show coming up. What time's that again? Your show?
6:45. I need to leave about 6:30.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay, mate. If you want to carry on, you're welcome.
Coming on. Is Warren and Manny coming on?
I don't know about. Warren said he might not be able to tonight. I'm not sure about Manny, to be honest. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, I mean, we might call it a day in a little while if nobody else comes on. But if you want to carry on, man, you're welcome to for a while. We can talk about
a little bit longer. And then
yeah, cool. Yeah. What else you want to talk about? Any other games or?
Let's
talk about Dons or anything like that.
Let's talk about Spain and Holland. I didn't watch the game, but
that was 3-3, wasn't it? Was that 3-3?
I can't remember. 2-2, wasn't it?
Oh, was it 2-2?
2-2, wasn't it? And then it was 4-4. I can't remember what the score was, but it was a draw anyway. But
yeah, that was a good game. That one.
I personally think, right, Spain and Holland. I heard it was a really, really good game. Look, I didn't watch the game, but one thing I will say is those two teams Spain as a team are now starting to come back now with the old Spain. Spain had a bit of a transition season.
Yeah.
Right? And now look at the players. They've got Lamine Yamal, right? The best winger in the world, right? In my opinion, right? I think he's better than Vinicius.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And regardless to that, they've got Nico Williams, right? Arsenal have been linked to Nico Williams. He is a bit inconsistent, Nico Williams, but I like him, right? I think he can do something under Mikel Arteta next season.
Yeah, he's quality. Yeah.
Quality. Yeah, he's not my first choice winger, but he's probably like my second or third choice winger. I like people like someone proven, like. I want a world-class winger that can challenge Bukayo Saka. Even a backup. But we're probably going to get like a pretty much decent backup, right? Probably a 6 out of 10 decent winger, right? Right. I like Bournemouth winger. I think he's quality.
Which one? Semenyo or whatever? Semenyo? Yeah, he's quality. Yeah. He's a baller, man.
He's someone who I would take, right? Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, we would have him.
From Bournemouth. Your winger, I'd take as well.
Yeah, well, you're not having him, Luca, so bugger off, all right? You can do one, pal,
Do you think do you think he'll stay at Brentford?
Which one are you talking about? Bramo? You're on about Bramo, yeah?
Mbembu.
Yeah, well, we call him Bramo, I think, because I think that's really, because you don't pronounce the M apparently, so it's Bramo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd love him, mate. I'd love him to stay. Sometimes lately he hasn't been quite up to it. I think he's gone off a bit, his performances, but pretty much overall he's been amazing again this season.
Yeah.
And we want to keep him, of course we do. And he's happy here. He's happy where he is with his family and everything. He's settled. So, we'd love to keep him, man. I think we might try and extend his contract if possible. I know we're extending Norgard, so he's staying. Hopefully Vissers as well. We've got to keep hold of these top players we got, our best players, We can't keep selling them on. They're doing well and we've got to keep them. We need them to maybe get into Europe at some stage if possible. Or, whatever. So, Damsgaard as well, been great. Lewis Potter, they've all been great this season, I think.
That will be absolutely quality if you can tie those down the contracts. Because I was watching the Football Terrace earlier. They had Dan Potts, LB, and Terry, yeah? And they were talking about the news which broke today, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
It's going to Real Madrid, yeah.
Real Madrid. And Liverpool fans are a bit unsure about that because now they've let this guy go on a free. They're all blaming FSG. Dan Potts was saying on AFTV, Saliba has got 2 years left on his contract. Bukayo Saka's got the same, and Gabriel. Arsenal, do they now sell them now? Because we don't want to go into a situation like Liverpool, right, where that's even Salah and Van Dijk have not signed yet. I do think Salah and Van Dijk will stay for another season, right? I think there'll be an obligation where they'll sign a new deal, 2-year deal with the second obligation, with the second year, can't really be 1 year, but with an obligation for a second, because they're in that, like 32, 31. So they get into that Asian squad. So I think for me, if Liverpool do sell Virgil van Dijk and Salah, and they want to get rid of people like Jota and Diaz, they're going to have to get they could get a brand new squad next season. And it's going to be interesting how, I know Liverpool have not playing well recently, but they've obviously wrapped the Premier League so early, and 12 points clear with like 10 games to go, or whatever, how many games there is left, 9, 10 games to go. But
there isn't long, is there?
No, there's not. And they've won the league. They won the league a long time ago. But I just feel like it's going to be interesting what Liverpool do next season, Mr. B, because how are they going to react where they're going to have to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold? There's plenty of right backs out there who I think can replace Trent. Think about Hakimi from PSG. Think about Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan. The one defender who I think they should go and get is Frimpong from Bayern Leverkusen. I think he's someone, but I can see him maybe going somewhere like Man City because they need to replace Kyle Walker. They haven't got a replacement. Hence why I know they've got Rico Lewis, but I don't think he's not the Walker replacement. I think he's got a great potential. Play at left back as well. And I think Pep Guardiola might use him as a backup. He might put him into a midfielder. I think Rico Lewis has played in midfield before, so he might use him as a box-to-box midfielder. But I think for me with Arsenal, I don't want to get into a situation where do we sell, and this Dan Potts said this, do we sell Saliba now, where Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel has obviously been offered 100 million to Saudi, and you wouldn't turn that down, right?
No.
And Gabriel and Saliba are one of the best two partnerships in Europe. And Arsenal's best defenders, they got us challenging last season, and we almost won the league. We were that inch away. One game fucked us up, right, against Aston Villa at the Emirates. And then even losing to West Ham and Fulham. I just feel like if we're going to end up seeing them down, I don't want to get back to a situation which will really frustrate me, right? And this is what frustrates me about the Cronkies. And now we're getting this new director, Berta from Atletico Madrid, and people saying he could change. I don't know what this director's like, but he brought people like Julian Alves, Greensman, all these men right here, Morata. I look at it, Mr. B. I don't want Arsenal to go down this route. They have to make a decision whether they sell Saliba or Gabriel in the summer, or you win something next season. And if you win something, then they could sign. My only worry, because they've got 2 years left on their deal, they want to wait and see if Arsenal win something next season. We don't want to run down their contract. Whereas if we sell both now, we're not really looking at centre-backs for the summer. We're looking at attackers, wide players, and a backup goalkeeper for David Raya, because Neto will be gone in the summer. So was Sterling. So I don't want Arsenal to go down that route where we're going to have to panic buy and buy a centre-back, because we're linked with the Crystal Palace defender, Mark Gay.
Oh, he's good. I don't think he was great last night. I don't think he was that good against Latvia.
And I don't think he's not Saliba replacement.
No.
The only two centre-backs who I think can replace Saliba, I know one will never touch Saliba, is Bastoni from Inter Milan or Militao from Real Madrid, but he's injured. But I just don't want Arsenal to go down that route and doing what they did in the past, because Liverpool they need to make a decision whether Van Dijk and Salah is going to stay, despite they've won the league, and them two have won everything at Liverpool now. They might want to move on. Then Liverpool will need to go and replace Van Dijk, and that's my question, really. So I don't know what you think about that before we move on to England.
Sorry, what was that? What did you say? What was that last thing you said?
No, just saying about Saliba, and we don't want
Oh,
to.
yeah, Saliba and that. Yeah. Well, you don't really want to get rid of him, though, do you? Saliba, he's quality, man. He's class. You know, him and Gabriel. You know, if both of them go, you're fucked, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, because they're irreplaceable.
Exactly, man. So, you know, you need to have replacements if you do let them go. You've got to have some replacements ready, you know. And I don't know who you're going to get, who else you get if they go. So, you know, you'd have to go abroad somewhere. You'd have to get some, you know, really top quality defenders abroad. You know, you'd really have to. But yeah, man, you got to keep hold of your best players. That's the way to go, you know. And this is pretty much spot on about this. England make hard work of overcoming minnows. I think exactly that. Yeah, it was great goal. Reece James was superb, amazing. He got man of the match, of course, as well. Reece James. But I think they got the player ratings. I don't know if you want to do that before you go. I think we could do this, maybe.
About 15 minutes. 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do. Let's see what. Oh yeah, getting an 8, Reece James. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Reece James for me was quality. That free kick priorised and showed that he had approved to his ex-manager Thomas Tuchel, then who had a good relationship at Chelsea, and know each other very well. And Reece James is now back in the England squad. I never agreed with the call up, but maybe now I say yes after that free kick, and we've got to see more of him to get back.
Yeah, but he's fit now, isn't he? He's fit. You know, he's back playing, isn't he?
Because if he doesn't keep fit, I think it's a huge mistake what Tuchel's done. But Reece James, man of the match, 100% man of the match. He was quality, had a good game, scored the opening goal, got England going to give them a bit of confidence to get the 2 other goals.
Yeah, for sure. I know about you. I'd like to give someone else a go instead of Pickford in goal. I really would.
I think Pickford was shit.
So do I. And what that mix up with him and Gahey as well. And I had visions of fucking San Marino. You remember that? Well, were you alive? Was it 91? Was it 91? 92?
Yeah.
Whatever, when they scored against us in like the first minute or so at San Marino, mix up at the back.
6-1 or something.
Sorry?
Is that when England won like 6-1?
Yeah, we won 7-1, man, but we were 1-0 down against San Marino in about the first minute or something, you know.
I sort of remember it.
I don't know if you were actually born then or what. I think it was 91, 92, something like that.
I was born in 94. I'm 31.
So it probably wasn't actually, but yeah, it was embarrassing. And I thought, if that happens again here, you know, that was terrible. But no, I'd like to see someone else giving the go. Maybe that Trafford, you know, he's got loads of clean sheets for Burnley this season.
Defensive in the league, majority best defensive in the league.
Yeah, man. You know, and if he's in the squad, he's got to be decent, isn't he? He's got to be good enough. So why not give him a go?
Yeah. I do think he should have been given a go, because that's something where, but is he ready? Is he ready to do that? Maybe use him in the qualifiers.
Yeah. Or in the friendlies, maybe. But I don't know. I'd try him out in these qualifiers. I really would. I mean, we're up against lower class opposition. We got, is Andorra next? I think it's Andorra next or whatever. And where are they? About 170 odd in the world, I think.
I don't know.
Andorra.
Yeah.
You know, our goalie's hardly going to be tested, is he? Whoever's in goal. So why don't we give Trafford a go? You know, I don't get it, man. I really don't. But yeah, Gahey, I didn't think was that great. They gave him 5. Lucky to get that, probably, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Not great, was he, to be honest? Ezri Konsa, EXB, got a 6. I thought he was brilliant, actually, against Albania. But, you know.
I think
Not
for
so
me,
good.
Konza played all right today. He done a good job for England
Yesterday, yeah.
yesterday. Sorry, probably give him a 7.
Yeah, they gave him a 6 here. Yeah, maybe a 7. You're probably right. Lewis Skelly, I don't think was as good. They gave him 7. I'd say maybe a 6 or a 5. I don't think he was at his best in this one. He was great against Albania, but not sure about a 7 this time. I don't think it was. I don't know about you, Luca. I know you might be biased, but
Who's that?
about Lewis Skelly.
Lewis Skelly. Probably a 5. I think it was bang average.
Yeah,
Have a good game. It was a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's got potential, and he's a good player. But he's 18 years old, and I think Skelly was better in the first game. I do think his goal was a little bit very, very lucky.
yeah,
I'd have to give him probably a 5. I don't know what you
yeah.
think.
I pretty much agree, mate. I don't think he was that great this time. And we move on to yours. Another one of yours, Declan Rice, who of course made the second goal in the end. Or was it the second goal?
I think Rice had a solid game. Him and Harry Kane have got a very good combination for England. Sounds very promising for the future.
Yeah.
But, I think for me, Rice had a good game. I think there was a moment he should have scored. I cannot remember.
Yeah, I think there was. Was it a volley or something he had, or something? Well, header.
I think it was in the second half. And
yeah.
No, I think Rice had a good game. Solid 7, really. Done what he had to do. Was very calm on the ball.
Yeah, pretty much about right. I'd agree with that. Rodgers, I thought, was actually great. I thought he had a great game, to be honest. Better than he was against Albania. I don't think he showed a lot against Albania. But here against Latvia, I thought he was superb. And he got 8 there as well. So, pretty much agree, mate, with that. Do you? Or
yeah, I'd give him an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was brilliant. He's like the form he has at Villa. I thought he's been great at Villa. And,
of course.
Playing well here. So, Jude Bellingham, what do you think? He got a 6?
Jude Bellingham, bang average, really. Probably 6 sounds about right.
Yeah.
I've got to go in 5 minutes because obviously I've got to prepare for this podcast.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, we quickly shoot through these, man. And, yeah.
Jude Bellingham, probably have to say a 6 because Bellingham, I know he got a yellow card. And
could have been sent off, really. Could have been sent off.
I think he didn't have his best game, but I think he was bang average. I don't know. What did you think of him?
Yeah,
qualities for England, but
I don't think it was his best game either. I'd say probably a 5 or something. Really, not great. Bowen was he was poor as well. 5. I pretty much agree. He's a bit lucky to get 5, to be honest. I'd say 4 or 3, to be honest. He was poor. Absolutely poor, man. Rashford, no. He done some decent stuff, but his crossing was shit all night.
I think Rashford was poor. I think, what does he offer for England? Like, Manchester United have gotten rid of him on loan to Aston Villa, yeah. And I felt like a manager like Unai Emery would get the best out of Rashford to try and get his career back. Man United don't want Marcus Rashford back.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you're in a relationship for resistance and your ex-partner does not want you back, but you're making an effort to try and get it back. And they don't want you back, they want you as a friend. It's exactly the same thing. Like, for example, it's like if Rashford's trying to get his career back, you're trying to get something back, what you want, what you love someone, you're trying to get it back, and they turn out and say no. It's exactly the same thing as that. It's like Man United might want Rashford to do well at Villa, but they don't want him back because they don't want to they don't want all this drama, what's going on at Man United. They don't want this whole controversy. And look, do I think Rashford can get his career back? No, I don't think so. But I don't know what you think, Mr. B. Do you think he's doing well at Aston Villa?
He's showing some signs there. I think he's probably playing his best football he has for a while at Villa. I think he's probably
manager that can
Well,
get
United.
the best out of players.
Mm. Well, I think Emery is class, and he's a great manager, and I think he can bring it out. Rashford, I think Rashford is doing well there. Well, I ain't impressed with him at playing for England. I'm not. So for me, no. And I would say about a 5, not a 6 here. Kane as well, I don't think was that great apart from the goal. I don't think he was that great. Harry Kane.
No, I don't. You don't think Kane wasn't that good?
No, he scored a goal, but he wasn't. I don't think he was amazing. I think he was better against Albania, to be honest. But
Albania was quality. It was quality, and but no, I think Kane was all right. I think he was a bit average, Harry Kane, but he got a good. He scored 2 goals now, and
yeah, still scoring. So yeah,
I probably have to give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6, Luca.
I think he had a decent game.
Yeah, 6, mate, for me, 6. Eze came on, what a game. He was brilliant when he came on, scored a goal. 8, I'll give him an 8. Eze.
Yeah, Eze had a really good game. Introduced himself, made a good cameo, scored. I think he was quality. I'd have to give him maybe an 8. I think he was brilliant.
Yeah. Foden, no, 5 for me. Came on, was poor again. 5, 4.
He's not had a good season. And people saying Foden's better than Saka. Bukayo Saka's better than Phil Foden. Don't get me wrong. I still think Foden's a good player, but I just think he's not himself recently. And I think hopefully next season we'll get the old Phil Foden back, what people like to see. I think a 5, standard 5. I know he got an assist, but apart from that, what do you want from an assist? You need to have a good performance to have an assist, not have a poor performance and get an assist.
Yeah, he's been invisible, man. He's been invisible for too long and not done it. So,
yeah.
Henderson, no. I don't want him in the team. I don't even want him in the squad. So why is he there? A 1 for me. That's what I'm giving him. 1. He shouldn't even be there.
No.
He got 6 here, but no.
Nah, Henderson, I can't really give him a rating, mate. What did he do? Nothing.
No.
Jones.
Shit in the first game, I thought. Done a little bit when he came on here. I'd say a 4, 5, maybe 5, possibly.
Curtis Jones is a player overall.
I like him. He's good at Liverpool, but I haven't seen enough for England. I think when he played briefly before for England, he looked good. When yeah. At the moment, he doesn't look like he's good enough in this team.
Not at the moment. Not under Tuchel. Carl Walker.
Well, no. Another one, no. He shouldn't be there for me.
No chance. He needs to be gone.
He's finished, man. He's been finished he's finished for England, as far as I'm concerned. So why are he still there? But anyway, a lot of those, some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. But anyway, man, you better shout your socials out because I know you've obviously got to go. So
I'm gonna make myself a drink and get ready for this big watch along. But no, subscribe to my channel. Always subscribe to Mr. B as well. I know it's a bit dark. But no, look. I'll put the lights on in about 5 minutes. But no, look, subscribe to the channel, Luca Talks Ball. People come and follow me in the next 20 minutes at 6:45. Of course, obviously, I support MK Dons as well. I do go to majority every single game. But tonight I'm not going. Carlisle away. I've done Carlisle before, about 5-6 years ago. I don't fancy my chances going getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning. But subscribe to the channel. That is the channel with the red square logo, rectangular. Luca Talks Ball. We're doing a watch along for MK Dons versus Carlisle. Me as the MK Dons content creator vlogger now. We're live at 6:45, and we're doing a match reaction straight after the game, where I will be setting that up as well. And maybe if I'm up for it, we will do a late Brazil-Argentina watch along at midnight. We will wait and see on that one. But if not, we just got the watch along for this and also the reaction to the game. So come and join in the next 18 minutes, just under 20 minutes, and share the channel, man. We're on the road to 8,400.
Yeah, I think we should start calling you Late Night Luca, mate. Late Night Luca with all your late night streams, mate.
Emergency meeting, guys.
Anyway, bro, take it easy, yeah, and have a good one, man. And I'll try and come on later if I can on one of the streams, all right? If I can.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not?
Yeah, man. Anyway, you have a good one, yeah, and I'll try and watch it, man. And thanks for coming on again. Brilliant, you know.
See you in my chat, yeah? All right.
Cheers, bro. Have a good one. See ya. Cheers, man. Brilliant. Good, great bloke there, Luca. Superb. And from one great bloke to another one. Here's Warren. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, cool, mate. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. That was good to have Luca on. He spoke a lot of sense there, a lot of good stuff, you know. Obviously about Italy and everything else, and obviously going on obviously about England as well. We're talking briefly about England. It's about that shit show again, obviously. So, but what do you want to talk about, man? You don't want to talk about Scotland, do you? Or do you? Because about Clark.
There's only one thing I want to say about it, and is that the manager needs to be sacked.
Yeah.
He's out of his depth, and he has been for a long time, mate. And people go, yeah, well, he's got them to 2 Euros. Well, yeah, but what have they done when they got there? And let's not forget, it's easier now to qualify for the Euros than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It really is, because you can finish second and go through a playoff and get there, or you can qualify through the Nations League. So, you know, it's not a difficult thing. But then, like, this World Cup, mate, there is no way on earth that it's going to qualify that team for the World Cup. It's not. They're in a group with Greece and Denmark and Belarus. Mate, I would not be surprised to see them at the bottom of that group.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like that game the other night. Horrific. They looked completely devoid of confidence. They looked devoid of any ideas. Like the Greeks were like so far superior. It was embarrassing, mate. And like, it reminded me of what it was like in the lead up to the Euros. They couldn't buy a win for love and money, and lost at home to Northern Ireland. They lost to England. They lost to like everyone. Well, the only game they actually won was against Gibraltar.
Yeah, you still there? You still there, mate? You gone off? Right.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Warren. Yeah, can hear you, mate.
So in that game against Gibraltar, like, they were winning 1-0 until about the last 10 minutes, and then got the second one. I mean, do you know what I mean? They should have been like destroying that team.
Yeah.
Win. I mean, mate, no, something has got to change, but it's not just him. It's the SFA. They like developing the youngsters. Like, I don't know how they expect to compete in international football if they're not going to have a serious idea about how they're going to get these youngsters in, like, how they're going to develop them at grassroots level, because there is no development at all, as far as I can see. It is an absolute shit show. Do you know what I mean? You know, McGinn's is coming towards the end of his career. All the top players in that team, like McGinn and McTominay and what have you, they're all coming towards the end of their careers. So where are the players coming through? Because all I can see is Lennon Miller and Ben Doak, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a shit show, and it's been like this for fucking donkey's years. Right? If we get a decent player, it's more by accident and design. And like the number of countries that have gone past us because they have a proper system for developing young players at grassroots level is a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you look at it, you got teams like Norway, Denmark, fucking like you go practically across the whole of Europe, picking names of different countries where at one point we were able to compete with them. But if we would like to get thrown in with a game against Belgium, I remember seeing
Oh, you gone again, mate? You gone again?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, it's
Oh, yeah.
going off. I remember seeing Scotland go to Belgium and draw 2-2
Yeah.
away. Now, if we went to play Belgium now, we'd be lucky if we came out with a 3-4 goal defeat. It makes fucking show. France is another one. Do you know what I mean? Like all the Scandinavian countries at one time or another, we would have, like years ago, we would have slapped them. Not now. Not a fucking prayer, mate. Probably the only one we would have a decent game against is Iceland. The rest of them, not a fucking prayer, mate. And it's fucking disgusting. It needs addressing. Do you know what I mean? It really does.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable. That performance the other night was a fucking shit show.
It was.
Interested. Kieran Tierney had the ball on the halfway line. He had no option to pass to. He had to play the ball right back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was pathetic, mate. It was a shambles, wasn't it? Shambles.
The fans were like, in the end, were booing and stuff. I don't fucking blame them.
I don't blame them either. That's the worst I've seen Scotland play for a long while, that game.
But, mate, this has got to stop because if not, people are going to start voting with their feet. Do you know what I mean? And it needs like a massive overhaul. This ain't going to be a quick fix, mate, because it's such a mess. I reckon you're talking about 20, 30 years before we start seeing improvements. Because the way kids are developed at grassroots level is a fucking shambles. I saw them, they did this promotional video, it was on their website.
Yeah.
And it showed kids, like 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old primary school kids, basically, running around the pitch, playing with full-size football on full-size pitches. I mean, that fucking went out in the 1970s, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm thinking? What the fuck is going on with these people? Do you know what I mean? The kids in these glossy pamphlets, like about, you know, how they're developing this and doing that. But it's not fucking working. Do you know, mate? And I'm fucking so angry, but I'm going to shut up because I'm just fucking really gonna go on a rant if I don't. But sorry, man, I've gone on a bit there.
No, it's fine, Warren. Don't worry about it, bro. I mean, obviously, I was going to do the timer and stuff, but I thought I'm actually on my mobile now because my laptop's nearly gone of power, so I've had to go on my phone basically. So I probably can't even bring that up anyway, the timer. And I just thought I'd let you go off on one anyway because I know you probably would with this with Scotland. So you know, Steve Clark has got to go, isn't he? Who would you bring in if he goes, if you can get him out?
Jose.
Mourinho. Oh, well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's a proven winner, but the problem is he will not come. Any decent manager worth their salt would not touch that fucking job with a barge pole, right?
Yeah.
You can't make you know, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, can you?
No, true.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
Whoever comes in to that job isn't going to have a lot of players to work with, right? And that's what I'm saying. It's all about the coaching of the players, but they don't seem understand this. And I keep going back to this example of the Croatian team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They like started playing international football in their own right in about 1996, right?
Mm. Yeah.
They've been competing and doing well in international tournaments, getting to quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. Do you know what I mean? And they like people come to me, yeah, well, you're a small country. What do you expect? Well, Croatia has got the same population as Scotland and Ireland. And let me
Mm.
just say, Ireland has got a similar problem to us as well. Like the
Yeah.
two countries are really similar in the insofar as the fact that we're both a fucking shambles.
Yeah.
And we like had former glories, you know?
Yeah. Republic of Ireland won though, didn't they? They won. They done well in the
Yeah,
Nations League.
won
Yeah.
their game, so they're gonna stay in group B. We'll probably end up in a fucking group with them next time.
Yeah.
Just a fucking shit show. Like the whole thing, the way it's structured, the way it's
Mm.
managed, I'd fucking sack the lot of them. Honestly, mate, I'd fucking go through that organisation like a
Mm.
fucking dose of
Yeah.
salt because it's a shit show. Like none of them
Sure is.
have idea what they're doing. Like they just think it's a fucking like a big massive jolly up. Do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's leave that to one side, mate, and talk this nonsense with England because I've seen so
Mm.
been
Yeah.
spoken about that team, mate. I was like, I feel sort for you, mate, because as far as I can see, you're the only one who's talking any fucking sense.
Yeah. It feels like I am, mate. I think I am, man. Because apart from you, of course, you're backing me up with this, and there are one or two others, but most of them are going, oh, they thought it was a decent performance. I thought, what? Are you watching a different game?
Yeah, because that was
You're watching a different one.
mate.
Because it's... Yeah, go on, Warren. Go
So
on, mate.
yeah, that's the big thing for me because I'm not particularly bothered about the scoreline. Well, I am,
Yeah.
but what I'm bothered about is the performance. I
Yeah.
know after 13 minutes of that game against
Albania.
Albania, I just fucking
Yeah.
turned it off and watched something else because it was dreadful. It was just
Oh, it
like
was. Yeah.
what I saw in the Euros in the summer. That was boring. It was negative. It was slow.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, wrong team. Not the players we wanted. No informed players. He picks the same shit, the ones we've had before, the Fodens and all that, and the fucking Walker and Pickford and Henderson. Oh, fuck off!
Yeah,
Why?
Surely you'd want to come in and put your own stamp on it.
Yeah, yeah. And we played a team that's 65th in the world and 140th in the world. We've only beat them 2-0 and 3-0.
No,
It's
no,
fucking useless.
I'd be fucking fuming about that, mate. I really would. It's just, do you know? And then you got people going, "Oh well, it needs time, and it's okay," making
Yeah,
excuses. No,
yeah.
no. I mean, I'd be more inclined to sort of think, say, yeah, okay, if like you could see that he was trying to do something different, but if
Mm.
like there'd been absolutely no change whatsoever,
Yeah,
like it's still
yeah.
in control. There was still the same group of players.
Mm. Yeah.
Just like, just fucking change something. Do you know what
Exactly. You're playing teams, and no disrespect to these two, they're no hopers really. They're lower class teams, and we should be slapping these teams up.
Yeah,
With better players there, top players that are on form, we would be. We're
exactly.
playing the same ones.
But why is he not bringing in Why is he still? No, I've got a question mark about Harry Kane. Why is he?
Yeah.
How old is that geezer?
He was shit, I thought, against Latvia. He was shit.
How old is he, Steve?
32? I think he's 32.
Why is he still being picked? Do you know
I
what
know.
I mean? Look to the future. At some point, they're going to have to fucking get a new striker. Right? It's no good
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
after the World Cup. Get someone in there now.
If it's Watkins or
50 minutes.
whatever.
Like, pick one. If it's Ollie Watkins, it's Ollie Watkins. If it's fucking
Yeah.
Ivan Toney, it's Ivan Toney. But
Yeah.
start
I hate him, but yeah.
rating people into the squad. Do you know what I mean? And like that fucking geezer from Man City, what's his name? That fucking young fella, what's his name? Plays out on the wing. Foden.
Oh, God. Grealish? No,
No,
not Grealish. Oh, God. What's his name now? Lewis? Foden.
Yeah. Why
Oh,
is
shit, yeah. He's shit.
he's not been on it for about a year or so now.
Yeah, he done nothing in those tournaments. What was it, the last one? Was it the Euros or whatever? The last one we had, World Cup. He was shit. He done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he's playing him in these. And he's done nothing there either.
See, the
So
thing
what's
is,
the fucking point?
yeah. See, the thing is, for me, I would be picking right, working out the way that you want to play, and then pick the best player. So
Yeah.
pick the player to fill that position. Don't start trying shoehorning players in positions they don't feel comfortable with. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's Jack Grealish, then play Jack Grealish. If it's Phil
Yeah.
Foden, like you might have to be in a situation where you can't play certain players. Do you know? And you have to leave people out. But
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
you know, like I remember Alf Ramsey said to Jack Charlton, he said, just because I'm picking you at centre half, don't think that I think you're the best centre back. I just think that you work in the best. You're the best centre back to play the style that I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that for me, that would be what it would be all about. You have to fucking pick the best players to do that job. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and like this keeps happening. Like, it happened with Southgate. He was trying to get all these players in there. It happened with the Swedish guy who died recently. It happened with.
Oh,
It happened
yeah.
like
Oh,
five Memorials.
Ericsson. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, pick a system and pick the best player for each position to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't think that's happening. And there's players there that like are like starting to get past it or are past it.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's just, I don't know, mate. It was another shit show, I thought. And I mean, a great goal by Reece James. I mean, that's probably the highlight of the game, to be honest. That free kick was incredible, a worldie. But at the end of the day, it's painting over. It's over the cracks and stuff. As far as I'm concerned, and I don't think it's good enough. Some people are settling for this, and I thought, no, why should you? It is fucking mediocrity. Why? Why are you settling for it and saying it's decent?
Yeah, exactly. And the problem is, I don't think he's the right man for the job anyway. And the only reason I can think that they've appointed him for this short period of time is because they want someone else, but that person's not available.
Well, you said that before, mate. Yeah, I think it could be Eddie Howe, could be someone else, but yeah.
That's what I think it is. Or they think that the person, they want a manager with a proven track record to try and help them go and win the World Cup, but they're not going to win the World Cup with this geezer.
No way. No. And he's on a short contract anyway. He's there to pick up his paycheck, isn't he? Basically.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He don't give a shit about England. Fucking German. Why should he give a shit about England?
I know,
You know?
I know, mate. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, well, is it just is his contract until after the World Cup?
No, till the World Cup. He's got the World Cup and that's it, mate. Basically.
So what happens if England qualify for the World Cup? What I'm saying.
No, he's got the tournament itself. He's got the actual playing the World Cup to try and win us the World Cup,
So once England get
and that's it.
up, that's it. His job done, is it?
Yeah. He won't carry on after that. But I can't see him doing that. I can't see him getting us to that. Might not even get to the final.
Well, the thing is, mate, you just have to look at his track record in management, in club management recently, to see that he's like he's yesterday's man. Do you
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
I don't understand it, Steve.
No, I don't, mate. I can't. I don't know what's going on, man. I would have had Eddie Howe. I don't care whatever else. I would have said, come on, slap us some money down. Here's the contract. Sign it. Come on, you're the England manager. Who cares? If you want it, you want to walk away from Newcastle, go ahead. Do you think he would have taken it?
What, Eddie Howe?
Hey?
What, Eddie Howe?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I think he may have done, because I get the feeling that Newcastle, they've got loads of money, but they just can't spend it because of this financial fair.
You're gone again, mate. And also, he has actually won a trophy there now. He has won a trophy with them. So, to be honest, does he still want to stay with them or win anything else? Has he got any other achievements he wants to do there? Because if he hasn't, I'd say, come on, you want to be England manager. Can you turn the England management position down? Can you turn it down? I'm not so sure he could. They're offering him a massive contract, a massive loads of years. They could have given him well after the World Cup and everything. And he could have progressed us to almost really, he could maybe get to where Southgate was, but maybe take us a little bit further. You never know. But I don't think Tuchel can. I just don't think it's going to happen. And he's there with a short-term contract. He's been told, get us to the World Cup, maybe try and win us the World Cup, and that's it. And I don't think he will, though. I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Oh, there's two of you now. Try and get rid of the other. Hold on. Is it that one? Are you there? You there, Warren? You there, mate? You there, Warren? Hello? Anyone there? Warren? You there, my friend? Hold on. See, something going on here, going wrong. I don't know what's going on there, guys. Anyway, but obviously Warren's gone off for the time being, but I'll try and get him back very soon. Might be having problems with the Wi-Fi or something like that, or something else, signal or whatever. I'll just read through a couple of these comments I've got here. Kev Flavin, obviously he was in here earlier. Be up to you, my friend. Be up to you, mate. Evening, mate. Decent performances from England against poor opposition. Well, yeah. it will take some time for Tuchel to implement his style on the squad, but I've seen some improvements already. Yeah, maybe. I'm still not sure, mate. I'm not sold with him. I'm sorry. I don't know if he's still in the live chat. I don't know, but to be honest, mate, I don't think he's the man for the job. As me and Warren have just been discussing, I don't think he is the man for the job, unfortunately. But there we go. You're entitled to your opinion, Kev, and you're welcome to, mate. You're always welcome in here, you know that. And obviously welcome to come on the show if you want to, whenever you want to, man. The link's in there. So, you know, you can do. Anyway, be up, Honey Gun, of course, Harry. Be up to you, my friend. Be up, guys. Hope we're all good. Yeah, we're all good, mate. The reason I'm not on the screen, by the way, is because I'm on my mobile now. No longer on the laptop, as the power is pretty much dying on there. So I'm on my phone. Be up to you, though, Harry. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope everything's going well. Bristol doing well. Of course, some of your players, I think, were in the England under-21s. I think some of the Bristol players, I believe, was it under-21s or some other teams? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it was I think it was the under-21. So, bet you're happy with that. Anyway, bro, you take care, man. And if you're still in here, please leave more comments if you're still there, or welcome to come on. So, Warren's saying he's had a problem with StreamYard. No worries, man. See if you can fix it, mate, and you're welcome to come back on. I mean, I'll probably go to at least till maybe 7:15. Well, yeah, something like that. Not for too much longer, of course, but, you know, I might as well, because, I've actually got some more guests on now. So I had, obviously, Luca in here earlier. It's brilliant with him. He was superb. Thanks to you again, Luca. Hopefully I can go on one of these streams later, hoping to. He's got to watch along. Don't forget, go and check that out. Watch along, Carlisle and MK Dons. So go and check that one out later on. And also, he might be doing one, I think he said at 12 midnight, Brazil versus somebody. I don't know who they play. I think was it Argentina or something. So that's later on. So check that one out about 12 midnight. Late night Luca, as we're calling him now. But anyway, go and check his channel out. Brilliant. And this guy is, of course, Warren's Team Talk. Brilliant channel. Great content. Great stuff he does, football and other things. Of course, check out his other streams. He does, controversies and mysteries and so forth. They've done one about Hitler recently and everything. And about the aliens or something. The thing with Egypt with the pyramids. So go and check them out, guys, as well. I'll see if I can get him back on. Is he here? Let's see. I'll try and bring him back. You there, Warren? Hello, Warren. You there? Earth calling Warren. You there, buddy? Or not? Probably not. By the sounds of it. Warren's saying Clark out. I think Warren's out at the moment, but anyway, I'll just have to remove him for the time being and then see if he'll come back later. Kev is still here. Be up to you, Kev. Absolutely, mate. Football is all about opinions. I guess time will tell with Tuchel. I'm glad International Week is over, to be honest. Looking forward to the FA Cup games, yeah. Yeah, it will be great, mate. I'm looking forward to them. That will be brilliant. Hopefully, I'd like to see Bournemouth beat City. I'd love to see that happen. They could knock City out. That'd be fantastic. See them go through, and we'll see how Preston, maybe, if they can cause an upset against Villa. That'd be incredible as well. Should be a lot of good games anyway. back to the FA Cup, back to the Premier next week as well. Thank God. Looking forward to the Premier. We got Newcastle though, which will be tough. So won't be easy for us. But also we will have Chelsea after that. So some tough games for us there, but hopefully we can win them. Yeah, as you say there, Kev, well said, mate. Another great comment. Thanks for that one. Superb. And I might be able to get Warren back on. Let's try this. Are you there, my friend?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Hooray. Hey, he's back. Hooray. The man is back.
Yeah,
All
sorry
right.
about that, mate. I don't know what the fuck happened. I ended up having to switch. I had to turn the phone off because I couldn't find what was going on because I took off YouTube and I could still hear you talking. I was thinking, where's he coming from? It was fucking
I'm coming
mental.
from the space or something, another dimension.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
oh God, mate. But you're back, man. That's good. So, yeah, I've had these couple of comments from Kev. I don't know if you see these. He said a decent performance from England against poor opposition. It will take some time for Tuchel to implement his style on the squad, but I've seen some improvements already. I'm not so sure about the improvements, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe there is something, but got to wait and see. I want to see something different from this guy, this Tommy Tickle, as we call him. You know, he's got to do something better than this, or otherwise I'm not going to back him. I'm not backing him, and that's it. And of course, Harry there as well. Be up, guys. Hope we're all good. Yeah, we're all good, Harry. Yeah, hope you're well, buddy. Brilliant. And of course, Kev again. Absolutely, mate. Football is all about opinions. I guess time will tell with Tuchel. I'm glad International Week is over, to be honest. Looking forward to the FA Cup games. And I think we both are, aren't we, mate? Looking forward to them.
yes. Mate, I've fucking had a guts full of it, mate, to be honest. I just want to fucking forget about it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, it's a bit tender for you at the moment, isn't it, with Scotland? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're just a fucking shit show, mate. And it's been like I'll tell you what, right? I've been fighting the Scottish FA about this issue for probably.
Oh, no. You ain't gone again, have you? Hello? You still there? Warren? He gone again, man. He's gone again.
Right. They just don't want to listen, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking draining all the fucking time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah, it's terrible, man. Terrible. But you got the World Cup qualifying to look forward to now, aren't you?
Oh, fuck, mate. That is going to be another disaster because we're in a group with Denmark and Greece and Belarus. There is no. I'm concerned. I think we might end up finishing bottom of the qualifying group because we're not getting anything out of those games with Denmark, and we're certainly not getting. I think Greece will win the group. I think the Danes will be second, and it's going to be a dogfight between us and Belarus. Who's going to get third and fourth? And I think we might come out second best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was well impressed with Greece, though. I thought they were amazing. That young guy that scored, what a goal! That is it, Karisas or whatever his name was, Karisas, or whatever.
They're like, I remember I said to you that they were going to be a fucking problem. Do you know what I mean? I knew that team were going to be a problem because I'd seen what they'd done to England. I saw what they'd done to Ireland. And I just thought, if he goes on the attack against that team, they're just going to pick us off and fucking rip us to shreds. And it's exactly what happened. Do you know what I mean? And like, I just think he's past he's had his time. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
He like, you know, he's good like in a team that where you know you're gonna defend and like go and like win 1-0 against the odds. Like, you know,
Mm.
if you were like he'd be a good manager at Everton. Do you know what I mean? Where like
Yeah.
no disrespect to Everton, like but he would be a good manager at Everton because he's Everton. He's a bit like Sean Dyche.
Mm.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a spoiler. He's really it's a horrible team to play against because they
Mm.
will frustrate the fucking life out of you. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like he's you know, he's a good manager to have when you're coming up against too much superior opposition because he will have that team fucking organised. But what the fuck happened the other night? I've got no idea. And like the second half, as soon as that third one it went in, they just looked like they'd given up.
Mm.
And that for me is unacceptable. You can't do that.
No. No. No.
But what about the other games involving the home nations, Steve?
Well, obviously Wales won very well, 3-1 in the
Mm-hmm.
other, was it qualifier?
Mm-hmm.
World Cup qualifier. Impressive from them. I thought they'd done well against Kazakhstan, who pretty much, you know, I think the last game they won was 2013
Right.
in the qualifier,
Yeah.
and I think they only got 1 point in the previous group they were in. They only got 1 point out of it, so they were pretty much shit, really, and no hopers.
Mm.
So if Wales hadn't won that, I'd be very much surprised. But no,
But
I thought,
we have to take our hats off to him because he seems to be
mm,
doing a really good job.
what Bellamy, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, but I like Craig Bellamy. I think he's decent. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
He was a bit of a shit house as well when he played, wasn't he? I remember
Yeah.
him playing.
Yeah, but I ain't got a problem with it. I haven't got a problem with it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I know I heard you what you were saying to Luca about the Italians, mate. They
yeah,
are them and Argentina are the fucking master of the dark arts.
yeah. They sure are. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, they are a fucking nightmare to play against. Like,
Fucking
because
bastards, mate. As far as I'm concerned, but you know,
yeah, well,
yeah,
Diego Simeone, like, he's fucking. That's why I want
yeah,
it Arsenal because I want other teams to fucking hate us. Do
mm,
you know what I mean? I do
yeah,
because if they hate us, it means that we're being successful. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm sure that you
yeah,
would you'd much prefer to have other teams hating Brentford, right? Because you kept
mm,
than like saying, "Oh, Brentford, they're a good side," and all this, and cover you with plaudits, but like
yeah,
fucking win anything. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 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 definitely. But yeah, Kev's left another comment here. Anyway, would like to see all the home nations at the World Cup, but my lads' Ireland, along with Scotland and Northern Ireland, will not get there. I reckon. I would root for both England and Wales.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think, if I'm being honest, I think England will be the only one out of all the home nations that will qualify for it
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
harder to qualify for the World Cup than it is for the Euros, right?
yeah, yeah.
It is, and this brings me on to another point. Like
Mm,
I've had conversations with one of my mates about this, and we both agree on this. What I'm going about to say,
yeah.
that, like FIFA just needs to do away with this regional qualification system for the World Cup. I think I said it
Mm,
the other day, and just have one massive qualifying campaign. So, like, you could be in a
yeah, yeah.
group with Bolivia, um, Ghana, um, China, or Japan, or something, and New Zealand, and that'd be
Yeah.
your qualifying group. Because I want to see when that World Cup comes, I want to see the best 32 teams or 48 teams in the world competing in it. I don't want to see teams playing in it just because they come from a region is like really weak.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. And I don't think it's good for those countries either.
No,
Like,
no.
If they want to develop, they've got to play against the best opposition. And I'd be up for having a pre-qualifying tournament as well, like there is in the Champions League.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in the Champions League, like some countries where you have to like go for a qualifying tournament to be able to get to the group stages or the league stage as it is now. Like, there's like about 4 qualifying rounds before you actually get to the league stage.
Yeah,
for some teams champions. Do you know what I mean? And I'd be up for doing something like that for the World Cup. So you'd have the likes of San Marino and fucking Faroe Islands and
all in the same group.
East Timor and people like that, like playing in a proper competitive tournament to have the right to go and play in a qualifying group for the World Cup finals because it's no good for them.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They're getting slapped 9-10-0 every time they play. How can that be any good for them?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, people go, well, you'd be asking players to travel all around the world. Well, aren't they now?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly, mate. I've got another guest to bring on now, so we'll bring him on and then go on to this a bit more about England, obviously, now. We're going to go into what we learned and stuff, and I don't think that's a hell of a lot. I think we learned we're still not good enough with this manager. And other things, I think he's still playing the same shit. And,
Steve,
not...
Sorry, mate, to stop you in the track. I've actually got to go. Something's happened.
Oh, no worries, mate. Yeah,
there's nothing
it's fine.
serious. I've just got to deal with it. So, all right. Have a great evening.
Yeah, you too.
I hope the stream goes well, and I'll speak to you later, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do, man. We'll do,
Thanks
buddy.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. B.
Yeah. Cheers, man. And to you, and to Warren. Go and subscribe to him. Great channel, Warren's Team Talk. Please go and subscribe. Great content. Brilliant.
To, Mr.
And be up to Central, man. Be up to you, bro. Great to see you again, mate. Yeah, got Central man in here. Oh, he's gone, Warren. Anyway, cheers, bro, for coming in. What have you got to say about England, man? Are you impressed or not with these 2 games?
One second. Oh yeah. So I saw the game last night. First half, we've been fine in the first half. We had creating chances, and then we scored a goal. We should have, to be honest, we should have been 4-0 in the first half, but in the second half we kind of switched off, and it got a little boring. Yeah. But so far in Tuchel's first 2 games, he's been okay. He's not been terrible. He ain't been perfectly, but we got until June. We got Andorra, and then we got a friendly against Senegal. I think a half decent team. I don't know. Sadio Mane's still in the team, but I think I don't know. I feel like I don't. You people expecting we're supposed to be thrashing these teams 6-5 or 6-0. I think it's football. Football doesn't really work like that, sometimes. But I feel like he ain't bad. I think he's a bit. I think it's a bit of a head scratching decision of these players he picked, like the Walkers and the Hendersons. But he's kind of phasing out yeah, I think like on the positive side, so you can call it positive side. You can tell he's phasing out like Maguires and Stones. I think he's putting a lot of fresh blood. I think this team needs some more fresh blood. You know, like bringing like Dan Burn, who never played for England before.
Lewis
Rogers, he's
Kelly.
given, Lewis Skelly, Reece James, Oh, actually, he's been here before, but it's like he's back in the right back position, But yeah, like Walker and Henderson, I don't mind him on the bench. I don't mind him on the bench, At least I like on the bench, coming off the bench, slow down, slow down a little bit, get like like stabilize the result. But like I don't know, man. It's like Walker, Walker. I understand bringing Walker in this. He's still like you think. People think. In his mind, think he's still the best right back in the world. But I think at the point that you're getting old. You're like you're slowing down.
Yeah.
You're not really like.
Yeah.
You can tell
He's
like
lost
Man
his
City. You can tell by. Yeah, you can tell by Man City's performance this season. It's like. It's a sign. It's a sign that you need to. Like you gotta retire soon, you can't just like play until you're 40, Like Hendo, I don't know, he's at Ajax. I don't know what position they're in the Dutch league, but I feel like I get it with Tuchel, it's just like first two games you need to like check all these players, like you can't just like blame it. You can't really blame him, for this. It's just what it is. I'm not praising for the team announcement or the team selection for those two games, but it's just like it's just more like a whatever type of thing. Can you, but like it's hard. We got one whole year to go. Things might change. Who knows? Like it's just like not frustrating, but it's just like I'm just like calm, relaxed. It's just Latvia and Albania. It's not like we're facing fucking Germany and France. Back to back. Like he's got an 18. Yeah, he's got an 18. Not 18 years, but 18 months contract.
Yeah.
Like like I don't think the World Cup will be his only tournament. I think he's there until the Euros of 2028, and also we got the upcoming Nations League next year. I think I don't know, man. This is a funny thing, Like I think it's testing them. Yeah, I think that, like like it's not like a lot of people went ape shit about Tuchel. He's German. We should. This is England. This, we shouldn't never have a German team managing the national team. But it's not like I don't want people like I think they live under a rock. This is not World War II or World War One. This is like 21st century. Like people don't realize we had a German king, so you need to do their history, but anyway, get back to the result, this is what it is, man. Not happy, not over pleased, but not angry. We're just it's kind of like it's a steady ship he's trying to do. It's a steady ship, it's like in the future, maybe in the next qualifier game, maybe like up the tempo a bit. And don't play. Don't play. I think like some people compare it to Southgate because I think Southgate is a bit. I think the problem is, he's a shit manager. I think the problem is for Southgate. He's play too safe instead of taking a lot of risk. I think like maybe they're just some managers. Whether it's club and country, they don't take a lot of risk. They just plays it safe. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I kind of thought we were better against Latvia than we were against Albania, but I still don't think we were fantastic, mate.
Yeah.
I still think he was not amazing, and I think obviously Reece James' goal was the highlight of that game last night. As far as I'm concerned, the free kick.
Oh yeah,
hell of a goal.
that James goal. That was that. Sorry, I didn't cut you off, but that James goal was cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like
It was.
It's a Beckham, Roberto Carlos-esque free kick,
Oh yeah, banana one, wasn't it? Yeah, like a banana. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like, oh my god. Like that's probably one of his highlights, And let's see. Stay away from the injury table.
Injuries, yeah. Yeah, I think he's a good player, actually, Reece James. I think he played well last night, to be honest. And there were some positives. I wouldn't say loads. And I thought him and Eze were great as well. Eze when he came on. Rogers, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I feel like
for me, mainly.
Yeah, I feel like they're the passable flying colors, like you can tell, like I can tell, like Eze, he played a little bit in the Euros last summer,
He's a good player.
Yeah,
right.
Like I wish he played. I wish he played more often. I feel like keep playing. Yeah, Rashford for me. I think he needs to get away from the England squad, man.
Exactly.
Like
I
don't think he's good enough to make. I don't think he's a good enough football player, mate. I think he's just. I think it's just he's not physical enough. I think he's too greedy, man. He's too. All he cares about getting his name on the score sheet.
Yeah, man.
He's not.
Well,
He's not really creating.
Crosses were shit, weren't they? He got in the positions, but he didn't do a decent cross.
You don't do a Chris. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't create any goals. He's not creating goals. He's not like scoring goals. He's just too greedy, man. I don't understand why. Like you could say, I was. I know it's off topic a little bit. I'm still that Italy game from about 4 years ago. It still takes a bit. It's still got that sour taste in my mouth. He should never. In my opinion, he should never. After that Euro final, he should never play again, man. I don't care about we got racist abuse. Or maybe look at fans. Look at if they turn on Beckham. Look at Beckham do. Got his act together. Won a treble. Scored a free kick against Greece. Scored against Argentina. He knuckled down. Rashford. What's the last time Rashford knuckled down for anything for his playing country?
He didn't do it for United, did he? Let's be honest. So he wasn't doing it for United, and doing it for Villa a bit. He's doing all right at Villa, but for England, no. He ain't done it for England.
He ain't done it. Exactly. He ain't done it. This is like he played in what? Euro 2016, World Cup 2018, Euro 2020, World Cup 2022, 4 tournaments, and he's done nothing. He's done nothing. And it's like, and people giving him a free pass. Stop. Like you got, like I feel like Sancho, like he's starting to have a career revival in the last season with Dortmund, and then this season with Chelsea. He's not getting in the squad. At least he's trying. He's a hardworking player. I think it's dude. I think he ain't gonna do it with Maresca. Let's be honest. This whole playing out of the back crap. But there's plenty of players better than Rashford. Like Bowen's a good player. I think he played on the left. He's usually playing on the right.
He didn't do it well though. He wasn't good.
Yeah, he didn't do well. I think he's a good player. I think the problem is we're missing like players like Palmer and Gordon and Saka. Better players than Rashford.
Yeah.
That could be because of injuries. I think I gotta tell you, like if they were fit enough, I think Rashford would never be in the squad. I think it's just like I think these the squad pick, I think it's down to hands of time for Tuchel to pick them, because some of these players are not available. You can't just I can't tell who is Tuchel's favorites yet. It's hard to tell in his reign. You got Wayne to find out. We got a long bumpy ride until 2026. We still got the whole of 2025. It's just like I don't know. I feel like I like the 4-3. I like the 4-3-3 formation. I think we play better playing in that 4-3-3 formation instead of like this 4-2-3-1.
Or 3-4-3 or whatever. We're trying. I think this is like we're trying different formations. I don't think sometimes it's going to work. Like that 3 in the back thing is never going to work. Because let's be honest, Walker's not a centre back. We tried 4-2-3-1, didn't work. I think England, to me, we play better in 4-3-3. Like even though in the World Cup in Qatar, even though we lost to the French, we played fine. Like we need, I think I think it's more
I don't know. Maybe like with Jude, he played Jude more in that midfield position. I think he plays for me. I think he plays a little bit better, even though he didn't. He was a bit
Yeah.
quiet last night, but I think I think he plays more better as a CM than an attacking 10. He's not really attacking 10. Let's be honest. For his country, for his club, he's not. And his country, he just plays much better as a CM. If you watch little clips or highlights when he was at Dortmund or in that World Cup in Qatar, he was playing much better. And it's I don't know, man. It's like, you might, you got like to make that team good, any team good, whether you're playing for your club and country. Yeah, you gotta find the right system. You gotta work on the kinks.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, precisely. Yeah, exactly. But for me though, I thought we have got other replacements there. We could have played Gibbs White. I rate him.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I think he's brilliant, a good player for
Mhm.
Forest and Anderson. You see a lot of them run in the under-21s. Even Hudson-Odoi wasn't there though, or Spence,
Yeah.
or any of those. Hinchelwood. Well, Hinchelwood
Oh, yeah.
played, and Braithwaite played, and all
Mhm.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Wanyeri scored. Wanyeri
Oh, yeah.
scored.
Yeah. Even yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't. Oh yeah. With Braithwaite. I'm not high on this Braithwaite dude. I don't know. I don't know. I think
Oh, what?
I feel like he's another. To me, I think he's like another Maguire type of player instead of like
Oh,
a
right,
Dan Burn.
yeah.
Like people care about. I think like people talking about Adam Walton. It's hard to say. I think he might play. I think like the Waltons and the Neri will play in this summer's Euros under-21s, defending the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I think our pool is big compared to like 20 years ago. I think the pool back in 20 years ago was a bit still small, and then I think like
Yeah.
and then right now it's big. It's like
Massive,
you're
man.
fighting.
Loads.
Yeah, it's massive. It's a fight.
Yeah.
You're fighting your places to play for England. I'm not saying not everyone's good enough to play for England. It's a fight. It's you got you got to knuckle down. It's not every player is. You got some players are bad for their clubs, good for their nations, and then you got like other players are good for their clubs and bad for the nations. It's kind of like it's a weird fit. It's a different ball game between club football and international football. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I think like that's good. We've got like I think the production line for us is way bigger than other countries. When I see other countries like talent pool, it's like some people like they're not really cutting the mustard.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was talking to the other guys that were on earlier, like Luca and whatever, and I was saying to him, I think we need a new goalie. Why do we keep playing Pickford? You don't need to keep playing him. We know what he can do. Why can't we put Trafford in or somebody like that?
Oh yeah.
Give him a couple of
Oh, yeah.
games. I mean, these are nothing opposition, and no disrespect to them, Albania and Latvia, but they're nothing, are they? And you could put a goalie in there, and he's not hardly going to be tested. So why couldn't we have put Trafford in there or anything like
That's
that?
a good one.
And why did we have to have the likes of Henderson and Walker and everything like that? Why? They're not needed.
yeah.
Why couldn't we have had another striker? Kane was shit last night. He scored a goal,
despite
but he was
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Like I understand playing. Instead, like I understand you guys. That's the problem with these two qualified. Yeah, what's the point in picking these three goalkeepers? For like friendlies or qualified games. They're not going to pick. I don't know. Nick Pope has been picked. Nick Pope.
No,
they've been
he wasn't picked, was he? No.
Yeah, it wasn't picked. The guy just won a League Cup with Newcastle. And
Yeah.
even though
And
Trafford
you got
won the
Ramsdale there and everything. He wasn't even played. Ramsdale, Henderson, and Trafford. So what was the point of putting them in?
Yeah, so I think it's like two games. It's like you play two games every time. They don't really. It's not just like I don't think it's an English thing. And England just doing. I think it's most national teams. They just play. They don't like rotate. Rotate the goalkeepers. Like for like the midweek game, they don't like change up. Yeah, right. How about like change it, like give the other goalkeepers a chance. You don't have to
Yeah.
play the same goalkeeper every single time. Like Pickford. I don't know. Pickford for me, I don't know. I think he's sometimes it's weird for Pickford. I don't know. I don't think he's the heir to fucking David Seaman. There will never be
No,
another
no.
David Seaman or David James. Like
Yeah,
he's
what
not
about that
been.
cock up last night as well? They cocked up, didn't they? Him and Gay hitting that.
Oh
They
yeah, he
nearly
cocked up.
scored Latvia.
Yeah, there was a it's a miscommunication between Gahey
Gay
and
and Pickford.
and uh,
Yeah,
and Pickford. Man, this like I don't know. I think
yeah,
it's the sweep. I hate this. It's the sweep. I think that's due to like the whole sweeper keeper system, man. It's like, man,
yeah,
some
yeah.
keepers are not sweeper keepers, man. Just play him in that
Yeah,
natural goalkeeper position. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I
Pickford
understand.
thinks he is. Like, and Rayer's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
same. Rayer's like that as well. He goes well out
Yeah,
with
it's like,
goal. Rayer.
yeah, come on, let's go. I hate that. I hate that. It's
Yeah.
just like, it's like they've been this soul sweeper keeper thing's been around for like a decade, But yeah, they go, yeah,
Mm.
wait for Trafford. It's like sink or swim. Got how about like play some goalkeepers. Who's in, who's out. What works, what doesn't work. You can't just play. You can't just go and play in the same goalkeeper. I understand with Pickford. He's been playing for England for about since 2018. Um, I
Yeah.
think I think it, like in those tournaments, don't get me wrong, he switched on in those tournaments. He did switch on, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta have, like I don't, I think I don't know. I feel I think the best tournament he had. I think the best tournament he played was in the Euros in the 2021. We like
Mm.
not conceding a single goal until against the semi-finals against the Danes. Like that's but besides that, I don't think he had some moments, but sometimes I don't know. It's like this is weird. This is weird for most countries, man. Like with the Germans, like with
Yeah.
Neuer, you had over the you had Ter Stegen and
Yeah. Yeah.
Trapp,
Yeah.
and and Italy with Buffon still the main
Mm.
man in the
Yeah.
sticks. It's not just in Spain with Casillas, but yeah, it's just what it is, man. Can't really. It's like it's hard to
Yeah.
the only reason if the only way they'll get a shot playing for or replacing Pickford if Pickford gets a serious injury or he's on very 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 bad form. I don't think he's not. You can say above below. He's more like average. He's like in the middle. In the middle. I don't think he's the worst goalkeepers. Come on, he ain't a great goalkeeper. He's just kind of like he's just kind of there, man. In my takes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you could have even give like one goalie one half, then another goalie in the second half, and then in both games you played every keeper. You could have like
Mm-hmm.
Pickford to start with, Trafford in the second half, then in the next game Henderson, and then Ramsdale. You could have
Mm-hmm.
used all the goalkeepers, and see what they could do. Because
Yeah.
you might need them. You might need them all at some stage. You don't know, do you? So
Yeah, that's a good
why?
one. Why could they do that? Like, why could they do that? Do that. It's like
Yeah,
it might not work. At least it's trying to do something different. Instead of playing the same thing. If you want to get if you want to get a good, if you want to see different results, you can't just do the same thing.
yeah. But it gives them more experience. You're giving Trafford some experience, playing for England. His
Mm-hmm.
first cap and everything. Henderson gets his third cap, I think it is.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
Ramsdale gets, what is he, sixth, I think, cap, I believe. Ramsdale.
something like that. Like I don't know why Tuchel's picking Ramsdale, man. The
Yeah,
guy's shit,
yeah.
man.
But
He's got
he's taking
a,
Southampton down, isn't he? So, yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's very funny. It's very
Yeah.
funny. It's funny that England,
Yeah.
most of our goalkeepers are getting relegated. We're getting relegation goalkeepers. Apart from
Yeah.
Pickford.
Yeah.
Pickford. Oh,
Right.
actually, no, he got
Yeah.
Sunderland. I forgot he got Sunderland relegated, man. But most of the time, we're getting that's England for it. We're getting like goalkeepers who
Yeah.
have a track record of getting clubs relegated, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean that's another thing they could have done, but I don't know. It just seems to be. I don't know what he's doing here. I just don't know. I mean, is there anything here? Why I put there that question? What did we learn? Did you learn much? Could you say we learned much there, Central Man, or not
Learn. I don't
from
think we
these
got.
two games?
I can't. There's nothing to write on, but I don't think. I don't think we'll learn anything. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We're just still we still got that question mark in our heads. You know, it's not like a bad thing, but it's not. It's kind of like still a mystery. It's still a mystery to me. It's still early days.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think we should give him a bit more of a chance and just see what happens with the next lot of games, or we got Andorra
I
next,
give.
isn't it? Andorra and
Yeah,
whatever.
we're playing Senegal in the friendly. And,
Oh, and the friendly,
yeah, we got. Yeah, and then I think we got another qualifier game in September, and then we got the Welsh in. I think we got Welsh in the same month or October. You know, but for like going back to the question, yeah, I think give him. I give him time, man. It's just you can't really judge for 2 games. You know, yeah, like I never expect. I don't mind to. For me, here's the problem with Tuchel. For me, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
You know, he's not an elite coach, but he's a good coach. You know, like all the trophies he's won. You know, he's won a German Cup at Dortmund. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea, and he's won and also he's won trophies at Bayern Munich. No, he's won a Bundesliga. Sorry, my bad. A Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. He's won cups and in leagues with Ligue 1, and also guided PSG to the first Champions League final. You know, but he's a good coach. My only nitpick about Tuchel for me, he copies Klopp too much. He tries too hard to be Klopp. You know, he's not Klopp. Like I think his track record against Klopp is not good. You know, Klopp always beat Tuchel because you can't beat the master. That's the problem. That's the problem with the Premier League. They're copying Pep with Tuchel and the Bundesliga. They're trying to copy Klopp with the gegenpress and stuff. You can't beat the master. You just find a way. Just find a way. You know, you can't just go like, oh, this guy's doing etc. 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 Let's copy him. Well, you don't. You know, you just don't have the same, because the problem is you just don't have the same players of that team. You know, it's never going to work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, I don't think we learned anything new, I'm afraid. I think it's almost the same as it was before. And I wanted it to be better than that. I wanted these performances to be a lot better and, you know, go and slap these teams up. Because other teams have done this. Netherlands beat, is it Latvia 6-0, I believe?
I'm not too sure.
I'm sure I saw that.
Yeah.
They beat them 6-0.
Yeah, I think the last time we actually thrashed someone like 6 or 7-0 is North Macedonia. That was 2 years ago in the last qualification campaign for Euro 2024.
Yeah, we beat San Marino 10-0 in the game.
Ever since, and ever since we last slapped a small nation, we haven't slapped another nation ever since. You know, it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, you know, I'm not saying slapping other teams 5 or 6-0 every single time, but you know, we're not playing. I don't think we're playing. We're not doing this backward passing. You know, something's off. Something's a bit off, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not so sure we got that actual proper playmaker either in the midfield. We haven't. I mean, you know, likes of Rice is not really a playmaker, is he? Rice, you would say.
No.
Bellingham.
No, he's not really.
Do you think Bellingham's capable of it? Bellingham or not? Or
Bellingham is a bit. I don't know. Bellingham for me, I don't think he's a shit player. I think he's a bit overrated, you know. But I think I don't know. I feel like I think he dropped off. I think this season he's kind of dropped off a little bit, you know. In the Euros, in the Euros he was all right. He wasn't great. He was all right, but I don't know. There's no creativity, you know. Rice is not. I don't know. This is weird. I think like we need a creative player. I don't think we don't have that, you know. I think the problem is I don't think we have a player that can push us over the line. It's just like you know, I don't think we have a player who can push us over the line. I don't know which player can really push us over the line. It's hard. You know, it's just like
who's pulling the strings, really? That's the thing.
Yeah, pulling the strings.
Who's actually pulling the strings? You know, you haven't
like
got like a Gaza anymore, or Hoddle, or whatever else anymore. Those sort of playmakers. You know,
yeah.
Who's the other one we had? Was it like Lampard or Gerrard or whatever in midfield?
I think. Which one? I think it's difficult. I think it's between Lampard and Gerrard. You know, you can throw that. You know, even though them playing together didn't pan out, but
No.
yeah, they were just like, there's no creativity in the midfield. I think it's still lacking. We don't know who. It's just like a mystery. Who's one of these players in the midfield can really pulls the strings? We don't know. It's just like a mystery. It's going to be this mystery. This mystery is going to continue whether we're going to win the World Cup or not. This is going to last forever. This is like, I don't know. This is like what's going on. It's like Bellingham. I don't think he will. You know, he'll score. I don't know. Might not be Bellingham. Might not be Rice. I don't think Rice has never been. Rice, I think he's been ruined by Arteta. You know, but not ruined. Not really like. Not really ruined, but he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. You know, he's just like if he's got a right, you know, he might thrive with Tuchel. Who knows? But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. There's no push. Like no one's push. Like defense is fine. Defense is okay. We got we don't have world class defenders, but we got good defenders. We got Harry Kane. This is like likely going to be his swan song. But and also we got no backup. Like actually technically we got Watkins, but like the wingers, I think they need
or something. Delap or whatever.
Delap.
Something like that.
I think like the wingers. I think
Ranieri
it needs.
even.
I think. Yeah, no, I think maybe. I think not right now. I don't think right now. But who knows? You know, he's just like this is like his first actual full season at Arsenal. But wait until next season. But I think we're lacking on the wings. Like Foden ain't it. I think he had many chances, man. I think he's just like I don't know. I don't think he's. I think Foden had many. I don't know. Foden. We tried that, ain't working. Rashford, no. Maybe Gordon. I think Gordon. I think Gordon might do well. Palmer, like Eze and Bowen. I feel like and Saka. I feel like it's hard.
What about Baines? Do you think Baines could come back in? Not Baines, Barnes. Sorry. Do you think Barnes could come back?
Who Barnes?
Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes. Oh yeah, Harvey Barnes. Did he actually play for England before? Can't remember.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he had a couple of games, I believe. But yeah, I think he could be another one. Could be used.
What's that? Another Newcastle player? No, it's not Livramento. It's not Lewis Hall. Is it Smiley? Something Smiley. I can't remember.
Miley.
Yes, Smiley. You know, it's like wow, Newcastle. I'm gonna be honest. Newcastle are producing. They're producing good. Lewis. They're producing good. Producing good players, man. Jesus. Like wow. It's like Walton for me. I think he ain't ready. I think he should have. This is to me. I don't know. Walton. That's weird to Walton. Like I don't think he's ready. I think that him like picked for that in that Euros. I think last year. I don't think he ain't ready, man. I think I think he's kind of like a flavor of the month. You know, maybe in the next tournament, like who knows? If he had a really good season next season, maybe, but not. Maybe in the Euros in 2028, but not this tournament. You know, it's like you can't just sometimes you got to be careful with these. Be careful. You can't just kind of thrush in 18 and 19 rows in this situation. You kind of it's not like Michael Owen in 1998. You know, it's scoring Argentina. You know, something like that. It's just Wayne Rooney in 2004. You know, you can't just kind of throw them into lines like that. You know, like you got some player. You know, whether it's not really if it's going to pan out or not.
I think Gaza was fairly young when he came into the team, wasn't he? Was he early 20s or something? Or
I think it was about 20. I think it was about 20. I think it was 23. But it was, you guys. Sometimes some players have it, some players don't. You know, but
What about Mainu? Mainu played in was it the World Cup or Euros? Mainu he's 18, 19, isn't he? Whatever.
What? Kobe Maino. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
You know, I like. Yeah, Maino. Yeah. I think. Yeah, he's like. Yeah, I can see Maino playing. I think the problem is for me, he needs to get away from Manchester United, man. I feel like he's not doing well for his career. I think they're in this they're in this meltdown. He needs to get away from it, like McTominay.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like toxic. You know, you're not like if you stay at Man United that long, if that Amorim is not like getting United out of the gutter, you're gonna your chances of playing in England is very small and limited.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I rate Mainu as well. I think he's really good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he comes back. But it don't matter if you are really young. If you got that talent, you'll make it. You know, surely.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why I'd like to see more younger players given a chance. You know, I really would.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool. You know, it's very sometimes it's very rare. You know, it's very rare to see those 18, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, really smashing it. You know, so far in the modern era, it's been Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal. Like,
you look at Spain. Spain are the ones that do that. They bring these young players through, aren't they? And playing them.
Yeah,
and
playing them.
Nico Williams as well. So
yeah. I think for Spain. Spain for me, I think they're probably. I think for us, if we were like picking odds-on favorites of the World Cup next year, we're in the top four.
Yeah.
We're in the top four alongside Argentina and Spain. And I don't really put Brazil in that category. You can say
maybe not. Who else did you put there?
It's very hard. It's very hard today. Like
Italy, not sure about Italy anymore.
Nah, not Italy. They don't have really good players. They don't really have very good players. To be honest, it's very hard to say. It's really like the top three of favorites to win the World Cup is
France,
Spain, England, and Argentina. Like
France, did you put France in there?
Well, we can put France in that position. Like still got Mbappe. It's like with Spain. Come back to Spain, I think they're in this career renaissance. Ever since I feel like they're in this resurgent. They've fallen. Ever since they won the Euros, World Cup Euros. The 12 years prior, they end up falling off. Like World Cup 2014, got knocked out of the group stage, and then Euro 2016, knocked out by Italy in the last 16, and got knocked out by the Russians on penalties in the World Cup in Russia. Ever since that De La Fuente came along, he kind of like researched Spain, and then there's just won the Euros. Don't know about the Nations League. It's hard to say. That's in the summer. I think I think they're facing Argentina in Felicima. They can on the verge of winning 3 trophies. They just won the Euros, and they're gonna likely they're favourites to win the Nations League again. Got the first nations to win back-to-back Nations League. And then they're going to win Felicima, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like just like with Spain, I think it's not, I think it's just freedom, like picking players based on form instead of like, just like that player's got PR, this player got PR. They're just like, fighting for the place, fighting for your place to be in the team, Like for England, it's still this whole thing of picking players because they got this PR and this PR. This player is a poster boy of this, of that, instead of like creativity. I think like I don't know. We kind of like that. I think with Spain, they're still doing this. Spain, they got I think they got some freedom, creativity, and we're still this robotic thing, to be honest.
Yeah, so getting back to England, though, do you think we'll, when he played these friendlies, was it Senegal you said about, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll face it. we're
Do
facing.
you,
We'll face.
yeah, yeah. Do you think he will experiment there, man, or not? Do you think he could
I
do
think.
like put younger
Yeah.
players in or whatever, new goalie
Yeah.
and whatever?
Yeah, I think he needs to experiment in these type of in qualified games and friendly games leading up to the World Cup or Euros. You gotta start to experiment.
Yeah,
I don't think we're the problem is we don't do a lot of experiments. We don't experiment enough. Like formations and players, something like that.
mm,
It's just you know it's just like I think it's hoping. I think it's just a hope playing the same players is hoping it's going to gain results. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, do you think you bring the likes of like Watkins and that back? He'll be back in it and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
like the younger players like Wanyeri maybe, or
yeah,
whoever else they could bring in, other
yeah,
strikers, Delat maybe, give him a go, or
yeah, yeah,
other new
yeah. I think
players that are doing well.
yeah. I think Watkins. That's what it's weird. Watkins not in the squad. Is he injured or something?
Yeah, he was injured apparently. Yeah,
Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, you can't blame Tuchel for that. He's got. I think that
no,
like
I know. Yeah,
Livramento got pulled away. You can't just blame a manager because they got injured. But yeah, I think
yeah,
in the next international break, yeah, I want to see Watkins get a chance. I think there's some glimpses at the Euros. Scoring that going against the Dutch. Like can't just play Hurricane every single time. It's like I get he's the England captain, but you know, he's getting up. He's like he's just the guy's getting the end of his career. Like
yeah, 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 man.
he's probably entered the next international tournament or international break as a Bundesliga winner because likely Bayern Munich's going to win the Bundesliga.
Mm,
I don't like don't know about the Champions League. That's still a long process, but yeah, I think like you can't just you got like 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 rotate some drop some players, rotate some players. I think I'm gonna give Tuchel some props. He did drop Foden against Latvia last night. I have to
yeah,
give.
yeah.
He's not but
He still brought him on though. Again, he did bring him on. I don't
yeah,
think
he
he
did.
should have
Yeah,
done, but
He, like he brought. Yeah, he did. Brian these players. Like Walker and co. But you
when I
got to
think for this next one, sorry, man. I think for this next one, I think they should bring in the likes of Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi as well, Spence.
Mhm.
Play a lot of
Yeah,
these, give them a go. Let's see what they can do, because they're on
yeah,
form. They've been on form
yeah. I'm
for
fine.
their club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, they need to play these players, man. I feel like Gibbs White.
Anderson,
I think,
number one.
Spence needs to be Spence. I feel like, it can't. Yeah, you got the problem is Tuchel needs to face. He needs to phase out Walker and Henderson, man. Like,
Yeah,
can't
he does.
you got? He needs to be phased out. You got to phase out. Like
Yeah, for
with
sure.
Lee Carsley. Look at Lee Carsley. He's phasing out Maguire. He's not phasing out Henderson.
Yeah,
He's trying to bring fresh blood.
Mm,
It's like that's a manager got to realize that player it doesn't have it anymore. That player, because it's got nothing to do he's got to do you've done your time. Unlucky
yeah,
in those two finals and the World Cup semi-final. You got it's time to move on. Give another player a go.
yeah,
You got to
exactly.
you got to you had your time. Unlucky in the finals, unlucky. You can't blame for that. Something like that. We just I don't know. There were that nation's better at the end in those tournaments, but you got to focus on new blood. You got to have some fresh blood. It's a new
Yeah,
team, new regime. You got to have fresh blood. You got to get the out of the old end of the out of the old and into the new.
exactly, mate. And I'm only really going to back this guy when he does that. When he starts doing that, Tommy Tickle.
Yeah,
That's when I'm going to do it. But I can't
yeah,
back him. I can't get behind it at the moment. It's just not good
yeah,
enough.
yeah. It's not. Yeah,
And
exactly. It's not good enough. you
and
got
that's
to.
what we've learned. We've learned it's still not quite. We're still not quite there yet. And
Yeah, we're not.
until he
Yeah, we just
changes some of it, we won't be until he gets new players in. That's
get
it.
new players in. Yeah,
We got to.
like
We got to, man.
yeah, you got to.
You know.
You got to. Like you can't.
You
Yeah,
know,
you can't just back. You can't just basically back up manager of sake of backing the manager. You got to respect needs to be earned. You can't just give you on the silver platter. You got to be. You've got to earn it. Not just earn the players' respect, not just and earn the fans' respect. They're paying a lot of money going to Wembley or going to the tournament, whether it's that country hell. If we're not winning tournaments or had a decent fight in against those nations, why should I give this manager respect? You don't showing the fans respect. If you're just basically becoming sometimes I think sometimes Tuchel sometimes I think he's a bit of a puppet. But you got to throw sometimes you got to throw you got to make your stamp in your own team. You can't just something like that.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna have to go, mate, because I've gone over 2 hours odd now, so it's gone on well too long, man. But thanks for coming on again, bro. And do you want to shout your socials out? What you
I'm
got?
good.
Where we can find you? And
Yeah,
all that.
you can find me on Central Man Network on YouTube, and I'm trying to start this second. I just this was last summer. I just started a secondary channel called Central Man Sports. I'm trying to cover football, and other a little bit of rugby. Haven't posted that videos on the second channel for ages now. I'm struggling to find ideas, something like that.
Yeah, man. Anything else? Anything else you want to promote or
Not really.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. Cool. But as I say, thanks for coming on again. Thanks to everyone that has been in earlier. Luca was on, and we had Warren, of course, and loads of people in the live chat. Thanks to everyone there, Stephen there, Stepsy, and all the other guys, Kev, Harry, and all that. Usual. Thanks to everyone that's supporting me again, as usual. Brilliant. Thank you. That means a lot. And keep following me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Hiver Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. And obviously, I've got other streams coming up. I've got another one on Thursday, and I've got John Sinclair coming on there. Newcastle fan. He's got a great channel, and so please tune in to watch that or come on the panel. You're all welcome on the panel. Obviously, you again, Central Man. If you're available, mate, you're welcome on again.
Okay, you're welcome.
And everyone else that is available and wants to come on, you're welcome. So, brilliant, guys. Thank you. It's all great. And obviously, till the next one. This has been a long stream again, but another great one. So, thanks everyone. It's been amazing, and thanks to you again, Central Man, and to everyone else. So, cheers, guys. I'm out of here. I'm bouncing. Cheers, everyone.